the Premier. Day after day, this Premier is making decisions that make life harder and more expensive for working families and for the most vulnerable people in our communities. Slashing the social assistance increase and cancelling the basic income pilot doesn't help people. It keeps folks trapped in poverty. Why is this Premier cutting supports that the most vulnerable families depend upon?
Premier.
Well, through you, Mr. Speaker, it's funny how the Leader of the Opposition has come down here day after day after day talking about the Wynne Liberal legacy that she propped it up for 15 years. That put us in debt $340 billion, the highest taxes in Canada, the highest hydro rates anywhere in North America. Continues, Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition continues day after day telling the people of Ontario how she wants to have the highest carbon taxes anywhere in Canada, the highest gas prices anywhere in Canada. Talk about taking care of the most needy. That's not part of what she really believes in. She believes in raising taxes. Because the people on social assistance, Mr. Speaker, the people on social assistance, they actually pay energy costs. I met with Elsie yesterday in Belleville, and on her check,
Thank you. Thank you. Supplementary.
Well, Speaker, I can tell you what's not funny, and that's the wrong-headed priorities of this Premier, Speaker. That's what's not funny around here. I'm incredibly worried about what this Premier's cuts mean to the most vulnerable people across Ontario. Cutting social assistance and cancelling basic income pilot means
Government side will come to order.
Will be forced to go to food banks. More people will be at risk of homelessness, and more people will struggle to survive.
Mr. Transportation will come to order.
More people will struggle to survive in dire poverty. As of Monday, 15,000 people have signed a petition calling on this Premier to reverse course and save the basic income pilot project like he promised to do during the campaign, Speaker. Will this Premier listen, or will he continue to hurt the lowest income people in Ontario?
Thank you. Premier.
well, through you, Mr. Speaker, I'll carry on about Elsie. I met Elsie in Belleville, and Elsie's on social assistance. She showed me her paycheck, and there was a $139 energy cost. I told her that we're going to increase her payments by 1.5%. And then I told Elsie, what's 12% of $139? We came up with a figure that's actually higher than 1.5%. We came up with a figure that's higher than 1.5%. And then Elsie had a car outside. And guess what? I told Elsie that her gas prices, once we scrap the cap and trade, is going down 10 cents per litre. So once I explained it to Elsie, that if you add up everything that the cost...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Final supplementary. Stop the clock. Restart the clock. Final supplementary.
Well, Speaker, I'm incredibly proud to welcome almost 30 people from my city of Hamilton who are participating in the Basic Income Pilot Project, and they're here with their families, friends, and local advocates. And they're here with one message for the Premier of this province: slashing social assistance and cancelling basic income is absolutely the wrong thing to do, because it hurts thousands of people across Ontario. In fact, it's bullying the most vulnerable people in our province. How can this Premier look people in the eye and rip away the supports that these folks need to get out of poverty and get their lives back on track?
Premier.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition is using the same math as she did during the election. You know, skewing the numbers of $5 billion. Well, let me tell the people on social assistance that they're going to have a 1.5% increase. They're going to have lower energy costs. They're going to have lower gas costs. And my friends, do you know what they want more than anything? They want a good paying job. And we're going to provide them with a good paying job. We're going to get the economy booming once again here in Ontario until less people are on social assistance. Because in the last 15 years, Mr. Speaker, people on social assistance has increased 55%. The basic guaranteed income program that the Leader of the Opposition is talking about would cost the province $17 billion. But I know the Leader of the Opposition thinks money grows on trees down here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Premier. Take your seat, please. Please take your seat. Restart the clock. Next question. Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you so much, Speaker. My next question is also for the Premier, whose government last time they were in office reduced social assistance by almost 23%, driving people into the deepest poverty that we've seen in this province over the last 15 years.
Government will come to order.
Didn't fix it, Speaker. So today we have somebody from Hamilton named Tim with us, and here's what basic income means to Tim. It means he can finally buy healthy food. He can finally afford to take the bus to get to his doctor's appointments. He can finally save up first and last month's rent so that he can actually find housing that's safe, clean, and where he doesn't have to live in fear, Speaker. Why is this Premier ripping basic income away from Tim and hundreds of people like him?
Premier.
Through you, Mr. Speaker, we're going to make Tim and people like Tim have a better life, because we're going to increase their assistance by 1.5%. Again, we're going to lower Tim's energy costs by 12%. And if Tim drives a car, or any of Tim's friends,
For Waterloo will come to order.
My friend, it's amazing how they're out of tune. Elsie drove a car. Elsie drove a car, and a lot of people drive a car that's on social assistance. They got to put gas in their tank just like you. And if it was up, Mr. Speaker, it was up to the Leader of the Opposition, she'd have the highest gas prices in North America. Let's not forget the Leader of the Opposition sat down here for years and years propping up the Wynne Liberals, propping up the high carbon tax, propping up high taxes, propping up high gas prices. Tax, 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 spend.
Thank you. Stop the clock. Members will please take their seats.